Alright everybody, what we have here is the Glastron variety. It's a cool little runabout boat. Austin, Texas. Conroy Company. Interesting. Very clean boat. The 178. And anyway, this is a nice little boat here. We got a Johnson 135 variety. Nice little motor. And down here is our serial number, which I don't know if you can see, but so it's hard to see, but 135, that's the horsepower. And it says, what does it say? ESL, I'm sorry, probably just moved around too much, but it says ESL, and then that means it's electric start, and then it says 73. Stand up here. It says ESL 73M. So 73 is our year model. So the first number is going to be the horsepower, and then ESL means different things, and then the next number is going to be our year, and then M. I have to look this up. If you look up, what is I can't even think. Talking to you now, and I forget. There's a website where you can look all this stuff up, and it tells you everything you need to know about it. I've had this here. I did a diagnosis on this, and I didn't film it because of everything going on. Came in, the guy said that he replaced the solenoid. He gave me the old solenoid, but he said it wouldn't. Yeah, he couldn't get it started, or it would start. I don't remember what he told me now, but it wouldn't start, I think. Wouldn't run. So, diagnosing it, it had really good compression. 165. So yeah, it had 160 basically out all the cylinders. It's really good. You know, between 155 and 160. And then I thought, well, okay, let's see what it'll do. And I put it on my remote tank because his bulb and tank, his tank was leaking, which I fixed. I had a couple O-rings. I guess I can get up in here and show you. But one of the fittings has, it's kind of a weird deal. I don't know. It's probably Moeller or somebody made it. I don't know if it's original tank or not. Looks like he got it fixed. But basically, this fitting here, it just comes up. There's two O-rings. It's the only thing that really holds it on. This doesn't tighten it down, this bolt, or nut, I mean. Doesn't do anything. There's two O-rings. Anyway, I got that all nice and secured down. And his tachometer wasn't working. That was the first hint. You know, you got to be a detective on this stuff to try and diagnose it. It's just what it is. So the next thing was I went ahead and got up here and turned the key, and it was basically nothing. But the first thing that I noticed almost right away was the choke would engage. As soon as you turn the key to the on position, the choke would engage. So that led me, that was you know, a tell. And then, let me just set this down. Having problems. Like, you know, you're having problems when you got problems. Anyway, so we fixed the bulb with the light. It was all good. But the choke solenoid, so it would engage, which it's not supposed to. So I thought, well, something's pulling that choke down. So I started investigating, looking for different causes of that. And what happens on a lot of these Johnsons, older Johnsons, is the rectifier almost, you should just replace them because they're going to go bad. Well, the rectifier was bad on this one, and it had shorted itself to that choke. Now on this choke, you've got, it's 3-wire, so you've got a ground, and then you got a signal wire that basically engages it, and then you got another wire that typically goes back to like another sensor, if I remember right. I have to get out the wiring diagram again. So I figured that out. I put another choke, put another rectifier on it, and she fired up and ran. But then I turned it off, and it wouldn't start back. It was just completely dead. So again, you know, you're chasing something electrical. So what I did was I tapped on the solenoid. Sure enough, it started. So that solenoid that he bought was cheap. It was a cheap solenoid, so I went ahead and took the old solenoid that he had, I put it on, and started up, ran. It didn't run great. So I checked the timing on it, and it was a little off. So the timing on this engine is 5 degrees base timing. It's 5 degrees before top dead center, and then it's 22 degrees before top dead center, wide open throttle. Carburetors were opening, they looked great. Didn't look dirty, anything. All the wiring looks fine. Once I set the timing though and I ran it, it really did run good. Ran really good. And so then after I put the old choke solenoid on, I started it, ran it. So my assumption was that the choke solenoid that he bought, even though it was brand new, it's just, they're cheap. He spent just 20 bucks on that Chinesium solenoid. So, you know, you get what you pay for. So I ordered I looked for a Johnson Evinrude, and there's a couple I found, but I opted for an Arco, and I've had good luck with Arco solenoid starters. Matter of fact, I don't even think if I've ever had one come back. Even chuck solenoids, like on the newer tracker motors, I don't think I've ever had one come back. So I've got to put that on today because I thought we were good. And he came and picked it up, took it home, and it would not even do anything. So I brought it over. I did a quick couple of tests and realized, yeah, that solenoid's bad. So I ordered a new solenoid, good Arco one, But I want to check to see if we got a dystolic draw. So I'm going to show you how to check that. Because I'm wondering too if we got a dystolic draw and it's drawing down the battery. But I'm thinking that original solenoid probably got weak. So he brought it back and it was clicking. But I measured the voltage on it and it wasn't passing on your 2 leads on the starter, on the solenoid. That's your big hot battery leads. If that solenoid is closing the gap, you should have 12 volts on it. It didn't. It had 12 volts on the input, but the output side, it didn't have 12 volts. So I got a meter out here, a cheap little Harbor Freight meter, which has been a great meter actually. We're going to take our leads because we want to put this on and measure this on amperage. So most multimeters, like this says 10 amps, milliamps, but we're going to take our positive lead and we're going to put this over on the 10 amp scale, and then we're going to take our amperage and put it over here like, I don't know, 10 amps, 10 amp scale. And then I'm going to come down to our battery here, and what we want to do is, I've got my battery just kind of tucked in here. I don't know, it's going to be kind of hard to see this maybe. Yeah, let's see. See how it does. You can sort of see it. So there's our negative lead, and what I did before is I taped all these because they had one that was red and they attached it to a black line, and it's a good connection, just they have a red wire. So I taped these all together so that you would know that yes, indeed, this is a negative cable. Come off there. Yeah, it doesn't want to come off. I'm going to have to lay down. Come off there. So I don't have to worry about this motor going to sleep or anything, because it's old. It don't have a computer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this little jumper wire I got, and then I'm going to go over to my negative lead on my meter. I'm sorry. I'm going to go, yes, to my negative lead on my meter. Okay. Set that out of the way. And then with my positive lead, I'm going to come over here. And maybe we can set this up somewhere where you can see it. Turn my meter on. And of course you probably can't see it. But we're just going to go to each one of these connections and see if I see anything. So yeah, nothing there. Nothing there. And then nothing on there. I didn't think we had a dystolic drop. But we'll go down to 200 milliamps. See if we have anything. No, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then we're going to go to this 20 milliamps. So we do not have a dystolic drop. If we did, this would come up here and it would show something, but there's not showing anything. And I know that that's a good jumper cable, 20 millimeter, and we should see if there was any kind of dystolic draw. It's going to show us. It's not. Well, come over here. Yeah, it's not. So we don't have a diastolic draw. And just so we know for sure, I'll pop this side back. And we can so yeah, that's a good jumper wire. So see what our voltage is. So we're at like 12.61. So what we need to do is change out the solenoid. So best practice, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to disconnect both ends terminals of my battery, and then we'll change this solenoid. Which won't take very long, but we do not have a diastolic draw, and that's one way you can check. Now your meter is only going to go to 10 amps before it fry it. So if you got a standard meter and you think we got a big draw, don't turn anything on. Don't turn the ignition key on or anything like that. Leave everything on and then do your diastolic draw test, because that'll tell you if something's drawing when everything's supposed to be off. But yeah, anyway, it's a good tip for you. Hopefully, you know, this will just fix this problem. What I think happened is, I think that once he, you know, the rectifier went bad, it kind of took some other things out. Like, for example, it took out his solenoid because somehow it was backfeeding, or it was just really old. It was just tired, and it was a coincidence. It was a coincidence, and then here we are trying to fix this issue. check this wire, because if that's going to ground, then I may delete this. I just got my meter again. So this is going to ground. Okay, let's see what happens if we put it in here. So now it's in gear. We don't have ground. So I'm going to hook this back up to here. So this wire, it just goes over to your neutral safety switch, which is right here. If you notice, this is, so when we put it in gear, now you can see that this is right in the middle. So you can't start it then whenever it's simply running or in gear. You can start it while it's in gear. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put this back in the box. You can have it. Throw it away, whatever he wants to do with it. So let me jump up at the boat. I'm gonna tie my hots and everything, my battery back on, and see if it'll turn over. Okay, I got my key. I'm just gonna, look at this little key too. I'm just gonna see if it's it'll just turn over. I'm not gonna start it, just simply because I know it works. There's my key on. Yeah, I know it's good. Yeah, so I think we had a couple of different issues. One, we had the rectifier went out, and then we had a really bad weak solenoid. Again, he put the solenoid on, and whenever I got it, it would run for a few minutes, the solenoid would get hot, then it wouldn't start again. And so I put the old solenoid that he took off, put it back on, and it was working fine, but it was weak. And so eventually it wouldn't do anything. So we got a new solenoid, put it on, should be fine. If he has any problems with it, I'm gonna have him bring it back. I'll guarantee my work on this deal. And until next time, hey, thanks for watching and liking the videos, and hope everybody has a good Memorial Day. It is Memorial Day, right? Or is it Labor Day? I don't know. I can't remember. I guess I should start doing bonus footage on some of this stuff. Like having to crawl in and out of these boats is not fun. It's not easy. Man, it's been a little slow, which I kind of like it. I kind of like that it's been slow. What a pain it's been lately. But this is a pretty day. We did go fishing yesterday. Didn't catch anything. Well, I think me and Chuck caught one apiece. We figured some things out though. That's the thing, if you're not out there every day, it's tough. We didn't see anybody else catch anything either. So maybe it was the barometric pressure dropping. I don't know. But we'll see you later.